focus on Chinese people living abroad. To start off today's video, let's look at how many Chinese people are actually living abroad. So I decided I'm going to do a quick Google search because it's easy for everyone to fact check this. And I went into Wikipedia, and here you can see there's over 50 million Chinese people living abroad. And if you go down here, you will see the United States has got 5 million Chinese people living there. If you look at my country, South Africa, there's 300 to 400,000. Yeah, that's a huge number, right? Listen, it's clear that these Chinese people are a huge benefit to these countries. I mean, they pay taxes, they are building skyscrapers, they are building railway lines, they are building new technology for these countries. And these Western countries need it so much. Yeah, that's right. I know what you're thinking. They are building all sorts of infrastructures in other countries. There are 2 reasons why these Chinese people get the job done in Western countries. And those reasons are, number 1, the Chinese people never complain. When they are put on a project, they get the job done. Other Westerners will complain about salary, about times of working, about this and about that. Chinese people stay focused and they get the job done. The second reason is they are hard-working people. In China, it's very common for Chinese to work day in, day out. These people never sleep. They are working machines. And you know what? They do that because they want to finish the project as best as possible. I think it's safe to say that the Chinese people are the most hard-working nation on the face of this planet. Let's step back for a moment. I think it's important that we understand why these Chinese people move abroad. Number 1, opportunity. We all need opportunity in our lives. I mean, that's why I'm in China. That's why you most probably are sitting in the US, Canada, New Zealand, wherever you are. We all seek opportunity. Number 2 is experience. Hey, listen, if you are a young engineer, just finished your studies here in the country, you want to move abroad, go work on different kinds of projects and bring all that knowledge back to your own country and also to build your resume. Experience is key in today's life, you know. Whenever you go for interviews nowadays, it's all about the experience. And yes, you do have your students that go study in America, Canada, England, Australia, wherever, to go to great universities, come back to China with that education on their CV, and it's easier for them to get a very high-paying job over here. I mean, that just makes sense, right? So I want to tell you guys, it's not that the Chinese people are running away from this country. They are not grabbing their families and trying to find better pastures on the other side. They are not looking for the greener grass on the other side. There's actually a plan behind this. It's all about building your own life, experiences, opportunity, and knowledge. There's a huge number around the world that are doing exactly the same as these Chinese people. And don't tell me you never thought about this for once in your life, wherever the hell you are living. I've noticed this strange phenomenon. Have a look. I love China, my motherland. One day I'll be back with all my money. Ha ha ha. I was born in the mainland China and lived there for the first 8 years of my life. After my family moved overseas, I got exposed to a lot of international news sources that talk about how China is bad and making of falsified information to brainwash people into hating China. I admit I have been brainwashed by them. So this person goes on to talk about what happened to him in this comment, and then at the end you can look there. I want to come back to China again to live and work after I graduate from university. I'm moving back to China now. I'll be there in a few hours. Goodbye, New York. I'm not coming back. Strange, right? Well, I knew this was about to happen sooner or later. But like I say, it doesn't only happen on my channel. It happens to all my friends making YouTube videos here in China about China. Let's have a look at some comments from the Barrett channel. I've been living in Australia for 7 years after 30 years residence in China, mostly Beijing and Xi'an. Don't get me wrong, Australia is a very livable country. Everything has been good for my family, but your video just made me want to move back instantly. And yeah, Chongqing is a go. Let's quickly look at this second comment. As a Chinese who spent almost half of my life in California, my family and I decided to move back to Shanghai a couple of days ago, since the whole situation feels like chaos. This last comment is really cool for me. Hey guys, I live in New York City, been following you since early 2020 during lockdown. How do we add you on WeChat? We want to move back to China because crime is out of control in New York City. So as you saw, these Chinese people want to move back to their stable, peaceful, beautiful China. They are sick and tired of the failed systems in these countries they live in. They are missing their country's working systems, stability, high quality of food, awesome people, awesome infrastructure, and of course safety. Speaking of safety, let's see what is happening to these much needed, innocent Chinese people living abroad. Watch.
Youth are among the targets of racism and stereotypes.
I've also been hearing from some of my teacher friends that they are worried that their students are already receiving a lot of more harsher discriminatory remarks just based off the country of origin they're from.
Today, a series of tweets from Canada's Chief Public Health Officer, Theresa Tam, voicing concerns about a growing number of reports of racism and stigmatizing comments on social media directed at the Chinese community. She called the language unacceptable and hurtful. The sentiment echoed by BC's Premier, who says there's no reason to fear our friends and neighbors.
We do need to be mindful that there's a lot of people discriminated against.
Public messages that are welcomed by Huang.
I think it's very important that the health authorities both get the facts out there and also name that the racism is unacceptable.
If you want to do xenophobia, okay, right, start to kill white people, start to kill Chinese people, start to kill Asian people.
Yeah, I agree. That's just sickening to watch. But hey, listen, I don't only get these comments from my Chinese friends living abroad. I get these comments from expats and foreigners living around the world. People want to run to stability and safety essentially. And that place is China. You can go through my comment section on all my videos and check out these comments. And hey, while you watch my videos, leave your comment. Join in the discussion. You know, when we all learned about this virus, there were a ton of foreigners that rushed out of this country because they had no faith in China. They believed that this country will fall down to the ground. These are the same people sending me messages now, and I'm not talking 1, 2, or 10, I'm talking 50 plus to 100. People sending me messages and telling me how bad it is in their countries, telling me how huge mistake they made of leaving China in that time. These foreigners are so eager to get back into China, and there are a ton of new foreigners that are so interested in China that can't wait for the borders to open to get into China and start their new lives. To all my Western friends out there, listen, Trump will change his tune real soon, after November 3rd, election day. He craves business from China. He needs China. It's all political games. Listen guys, you stay strong out there, you stay focused, and here in the land of freedom of fear and real safety, we are thinking of all of you daily. To all my Chinese brothers and sisters suffering abroad, come home. Come help build China. Come help build China for our children. It's time to come home. Thank you all so much for watching. Listen,